the Butler assassination attempt is one of the most important events of my lifetime, and I didn't want this story of a lone gunman, 20-year-old college student who lives at home with his parents, who is a registered Republican and has no military training, somehow outsmarted the entire Secret Service, state and local law enforcement, and got 8 shots at Trump before anybody could stop him. It's an unbelievable story at its face, and I never believed it from the beginning. And when the media and the government didn't really investigate, I decided that I had to go and investigate and find out what really happened. And I did. And we found an overwhelming amount of evidence that indicates that not only were there additional people involved that day, but there is a massive cover-up to prevent the American people from knowing what I know.
Okay, so the cover-up, that would go on Joe Biden's watch, because obviously this happened under his administration, under his leadership with the FBI and all the other agencies. So what was the, and you don't have to give it away right now because we want people to have a chance to go and watch the movie. But what was the first piece of evidence that you came across that suggests that Thomas Crooks was not alone in this?
Yeah, well, there are several bombshells in this movie. There's actually so much evidence that indicates that there's a conspiracy and a cover-up that the first draft of this movie was almost 3 hours long. And the people that watched it in my test audience, they were like, there's too much. We can't absorb all of the evidence that you're throwing at us. So we had to trim it down to just get it to 90 minutes. But one of the first things that really made me think that we weren't getting the whole story is on page 6 of the Congressional Task Force report, they just state matter-of-factly that Thomas Crooks is the gunman. But they never, ever show any evidence that he is the gunman. In fact, the FBI and the government and the Congressional Task Force never even present any evidence that the body on the roof of the AGR building is Thomas Matthew Crooks. And that's the first question as an investigator I ask. Who did it? Oh, Thomas Matthew Crooks. Well, how do we know? Is that body his? We don't know. The government has presented zero evidence that the body on the roof of AGR is Thomas Matthew Crooks, but everybody believes that it is. Shouldn't it be easy for them to provide some evidence, DNA, fingerprints, something, but they haven't. And worse than that, right after the body was removed from the roof the day after the assassination, it stayed on the roof for 15 hours. But then they removed the body and the FBI washed the blood off the roof of AGR, destroying any DNA evidence that was left. And now the body has been cremated. So at this point, there is no possible way to verify the identity of that body on the roof of AGR. Yet everybody thinks it's Thomas Matthew Crooks. The government's never proven it. They've never even offered any evidence.